like really weird. Like a lot, you know, the Arthur fist?
Yeah.
I do that a lot. Like unintentionally. When I'm driving, I like have a fist on my lap. I'm like, calm down.
I've noticed, I don't know when this started, but I've been going like this lately. I'll be like walking around and I'm like,
Oh.
or when I'm doing something heavy, or like lifting something heavy or like doing something hard, I'm like, why? Why do my lips need to disappear in order for me to gain strength?
That's a new one.
I know.
My new one is a nervous tick where I like crinkle my nose as if I'm like a little rabbit. Like if I'm like say something and I'm like uncomfortable by it, I'm like like a little tick. I don't know. It's weird. Also, I have a life update.
Oh.
Well, it's not really a life update, but I got this piercing. Don't even look at it.
Okay.
I got the conch piercing done.
Years ago.
At least a year ago.
Yeah.
If not more. Ask me why it's still getting infected. And I took it out, and it was a giant, it's like kind of just a...
Oh, like the keloid or whatever those are called?
It was full of pus.
Mm-hmm.
And I popped it with a needle. And that really hurt.
Yeah.
And then everything online was like, don't take out the piercing. But I'm like...
You have to.
It hurt so bad. Like, my ear was like hot.
Lay on it. Oh.
And then they're like, if it doesn't improve in 3 days, you should go get antibiotics. So I'm just like willing this to like...
You'll be fine. I don't think you need antibiotics. I don't think you'll be able to put the piercing back in, though. That's the only sad
What
part.
a waste. What a waste of time of sleeping on one side.
But you have this one.
I did, and this one hurt. And it got better.
Maybe just because it's like so, like it's like a big chunk of... Well, actually, I guess it doesn't really...
No, it is definitely, at least on my ear, it's a big
piece of...
A big amount of...
cartilage or whatever.
Yeah. Wow, I'm so sorry for turning the oven on because I'm sweating. It is so hot in our house right now.
Oh, man. Damn, that's a sad life update, though.
I know.
I don't like that one.
I was dealing with that last night, and it was like, well, okay, here's how you know things aren't written by humans, or at least, like, not edited properly, because it was like, don't use, is it hydrogen peroxide?
Mm-hmm. It said not to use that?
It said not to, and then I kept reading on, and then...
I was going to say use hydrogen peroxide.
Well, then in the same article it says, be sure to use hydrogen peroxide. So I was like, okay, so I can't trust anything on the internet, and I use hydrogen peroxide and Neosporin.
You could do like a saline solution too, like make your own salt water and just like maybe like as a hot compress.
It also suggested a hot compress. Wow, I should just come to you for my ailments.
Oh man, no, piercings freaking suck. Imagine that, but on your belly button.
No.
This is like TMI, but like when I first got my belly button done, hi everyone, welcome back to another episode. We're just jumping right in. I don't have any intro. This is a polite as fuck. Wow. Polite as fuck convo.
Oh.
No, when I first got my belly button done, I remember like, oh my god, this is so disgusting, but like waking up and being like, something is off. Also, wait, maybe we should close that window too. I remember waking up and being like, something is off. I don't feel good. It fucking like, not smelled, but like smelled like metal, like blood almost, and was also super irritated. And then when I touched it, it was like on fire, and you could kind of see like the same kind of like keloid that you were talking about, like move a little bit, like you know when you have like it like got lighter and then went dark, and I was like, oh hell no. So I took it out. Absolutely disgusting, just like so crusty and crunchy and just gross. Ew. And then it obviously, like, I just took it out because I was like, I'm not dealing with this, like, and I'm not about to put this back in. And then a year later, when I got my other nipple done, she was like, oh, like, maybe let's just do it. So then I did it again, and I swear to God, I could hear the needle go through like all of the scar tissue. Oh. That's why I'm like, I love all my piercings, but if my belly button ever comes out, I'm not redoing that
a third time. No way.
No fucking way.
Well, I've quickly been humbled because I was looking on Pinterest. I was looking at more piercings, Like, I'm not even kidding you, a week before this, and then my ear's infected, and I'm like, okay, never mind.
I wonder if something happened, like if it was like from like a hat or like, I don't know, but you've had it for a while, so I don't understand why all of a sudden.
Yeah, maybe from surfing, something in the ocean, the poop water.
Ew.
Did you know that's like apparently
Thing.
like really bad?
Right now?
Yeah.
Because of.
Well, it just like keeps getting worse because they're not doing anything about it, and Tijuana just keeps dumping their shit in the water.
San Diego. The poop water.
Yeah, I'm like, it seems fine, but when you think about like that's
No.
disgusting.
No, so gross.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
I know, I love piercings. I wish I want more. I need more tattoos. But
No, that's what I was like. All right, we'll just stick with tattoos then.
Yeah, stick with tattoos. Actually, too, I've been meaning to tell you, I've been seeing so many people at the restaurant, like guests, have tattoos that look like your stamp. And yours is the best one that I've seen. I saw this one girl. It was cute. It had it like on her shoulder, but it was so small, and it was also a flower. I don't know what flower, but it was like, it was almost too small and dainty that it looked weird. It looked too thin, and it looked like unfinished. Honestly, looked like a child drew it.
The back of the shoulder for that small was an interesting choice.
I know. I don't know. It didn't. I wasn't a fan of that. But I was like, oh hey, a stamp.
Wow,
And then I saw someone else
trending.
had one, and it looked like yours. So I was like, is this a thing?
I don't know. Apparently,
You're just
I guess.
started a trend.
I did get mine a year ago.
Yeah. Over a year ago now.
Yeah. And it's fish. If you see sardines, I started.
She started that. Don't worry, no one's coming out with some
If
pufferfish.
you see a pufferfish, she started it.
Oh my god. Anyway, welcome back everybody to another episode. Hope you guys are doing well.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We have a interesting topic that we're going to talk about today. I feel like I want to preface with saying, well, we're talking about like some like depression and whether or not to take meds. That was literally what I texted Erica. I'm like kind of joking, but also kind of not. And so I'll preface by saying that like obviously we're not health professionals, and it's very similarly to the conversation that we had about birth control, where it's like you don't take whatever it is I'm going to say, because who the fuck knows what's going to come. Yeah, as doctrine, or like that. This is how like my stamp on everything, and if I change my mind, don't come attack me, all of our 30 viewers. But still, I feel like I should preface that and also know that that's what we're talking about today. Yeah. So
that's a good preface. When you texted it to me, I was like, yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on this. I've thought about it a time or two in my day. So I don't know how you want to lead into it.
Well, I'll say why. I mean, like, obviously I was like, not joking, but I was saying it to be kind of like, not snarky, but just kind of like as a joke. And I was like saying it because I feel like I've been feeling some type of way recently. And not last week, maybe the week before, or the week before that, when I was in therapy, my therapist was like, have you thought that like maybe this is like depression? Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, because I've had depression and this isn't it. Like I've had really, really dark moments in my life where I feel some type of way, and this is just different. This is like a different feeling, so I don't know. And she was just like, well, it can show up differently. Anyway, this just kind of like sparked this conversation. And then also talking about like when I had first started therapy, not with this therapist, but the one before that, she had like recommended medication. And I had straight up was like, I'm not taking medication. I think I had just gotten off birth control.
Yeah.
And was like, what is the point of me basically like putting my body through all of this kind of roller coaster of like being on 3 different types of birth control, and then all of a sudden cold turkeying that and trying to like find myself and balance my hormones to immediately then get on some sort of like SSRI or some sort of like depression and anxiety med. Like I just didn't really want to do that. So when I had started with this therapist, I was very adamant about not wanting to get on medication and like not really wanting that to be an option. Anyway, so with all of these kind of thoughts and feelings are kind of like swirling in the back of my mind, and then when she brought up like maybe this is depression and this is what it just like looks like for you now. It's not like, oh my God, self-harm, all of this crazy things that maybe you felt when you were younger, have these episodes. Maybe it's just like different because you're in a different space, different life, different blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, like, okay, I guess that makes sense. And then was like, what is your thought on medication? We like talked about it a little, but that's kind of like where my like mind went to when wanting to talk about this one, because it's just like, I know that I'm not the only one that is like feeling some type of way right now. I think also my mind is crazy. This full moon has been a absolute fucking nightmare. I'm so sorry to all of the people in the world that this full moon fucked over, because I hate it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
It's been insane. People have lost their minds on the roads, on the street, in the restaurant, everywhere. Anyway, that's just in terms of this actual conversation we're talking about today. I just feel like it's just been on my mind and I wanted to talk about it. I also wanted to get your take because it feels very similar to our conversation that we had about birth control.
Yeah. I mean, I've never taken medication, I think, for depression or anxiety or anything. As a teenager, like, puberty was crazy. I don't know if we can like chalk it up to puberty or what it was, but like the thoughts I was having were not awesome.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, you just got through it. Thankfully. Like I never saw a therapist. I never was like diagnosed with anything. I don't know if it was just like typical teenage sadness on my end. Like obviously we had different experiences. But when I ultimately did go to therapy when I was living here was because I was like having basically suicidal ideation, just like living alone. And it was not, I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't like that I'm having these thoughts. Mm-hmm. I need to like talk to someone because I don't want whatever's going on here.
Yeah.
And it's like, that was my first time in therapy. There was a lot to unpack. Ultimately, like it got to a point where I didn't feel like I really needed to go to her anymore, or that she was like the one for me. And I felt like I had tools that I just didn't even like know about before. But I think it's so hard to say that like that's like that you can solve everything that way. And I know you aren't saying that, but it's like I would think after a certain point, like if those things were still happening for me, that medication would make sense. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think it's anyone's like first resort. And I don't, like I've known a few people who have gotten on SSRIs and like gotten off of them because they didn't like how they felt on them, and other people who still take them. And I think it's like the unfortunate thing about medication is that it is kind of a little bit of a guessing game in that way.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of scary to like take something and, you know, like obviously a psychiatrist is licensed, but like it's also, we'll see how you feel.
Yeah.
Because it might react differently in your body than other people's.
No, definitely. I think, okay, so that is so real. I remember in college, so when I was in high school, when I moved from Nevada to Southern California, that's when I feel like it got a little bit more intense for me, and that's when I was on medication. And I really remember just going to the psychiatrist and kind of starting one on a small dose, and I don't know, I guess it just kind of like worked out. I really did see improvement, and I think everyone around me, including like younger siblings. However, I got off or wanted to switch it up and started again in college, and that's when we did the whole like guessing game situation. And like I don't,
because what you had done before wasn't working.
Yeah, and like it got to the point of like too much. Like I don't know the dosage, I forget, but I was like, I've reached my max of how much I can take on this, and it's now I'm like flatlining, and I need something better or whatever.
Yeah.
And so she had asked, like, are you willing to try different things? And at the time, I don't think it was clicking to me that there are different medications can make you, even now I still don't understand, because it was probably the most, like, one of the scariest like situations I've been in, like in my head, all because of a different type of medication. Low dose Lexapro works for some, not for me. And I remember being like waking up and being like, what the like so it I don't even know how to like ascertain the words to just
Wow, that was a good word.
thank you. I'm actually like in my mind like I hope I use that right.
I don't know. But it sounded cool.
Thank you. But I it was so bad. It was horrible. I could not even handle it. Is it still working?
Yeah, I
okay,
was
cool.
just double checking.
No, I appreciate that. So I was like, okay, this is clearly not it. And then I cold turkey it. And I remember it was Thanksgiving break and I was at my boyfriend's house and I just was like, I can't take this. I'm not able to get up without crying and like, I don't even know, just like my hormones just kind of being or mental, just like blah, 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 all over the place. So I just stopped taking it. And when I came back, they had talked about like, you know, the benefits of, you know, or not the benefits. What's the opposite of benefits? Like the whatever. Basically that cold turkeying is not an option for these kinds of things. Like you really just kind of like gotta let your body get used to it. But like I'm on vacation. Side effects, yeah. And I'm like, I was like, well, sorry, but I had to because this is like life or death. And I think from there, that's kind of where I was like, okay, I'm very hesitant on like the medication vibe situation. But my two like phases that I kind of like are arguments that I'm like bouncing back and forth on are exactly kind of what you just said. Like, okay, I have done everything in my like power. I'm in therapy. I'm trying all of the things that I've tried before, like walking the dogs and like those have helped in the past. Like I do have these routines that, you know, worked for me. And now all of a sudden it's like I can barely get myself up to go walk the dog. So it's like if I've tried all of these things and it's still not going, then obviously the right thing, like if I want to feel better, is to explore all of these other options. Yeah. So I'm like, duh. But then the other side of me is like, I don't know what it is, this like stubbornness, and I know it comes from maybe being like maybe misinformed or not like super smart about it, but I'm like, it's giving anti-vax, and I know that, and that's why I hate it, because it's like, why am I so like, oh my god, no, I don't want to get on medication, but I'm also like, did you get your flu shot? Did you get your you know what I mean? Like I'm not an anti-vaxxer. If anything, I'm like, vax them up, everybody. You know, like if I ever have kids, ping, bing, 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 you know? But I'm like, so why is my stance on one thing so strong, but then when it comes to like birth control and all these other things, I'm very like hesitant. I don't know. You know what it's reminding me of is recently on an episode of What We Said, whatever her name, Jackie.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, was talking about her OCD.
JC. It's spelled
Jackie.
It's spelled like Jackie. So every time our friend Jackie, who spells it like her, I want to say JC.
Yeah, but it's JC.
It's JC.
Wait, so then maybe Chelsea. Is Chelsea one of them?
Yeah, I think you're talking. I think JC was saying what you're referring to.
Whoever it was talking about OCD and like on medication. Chelsea. Okay. Just like, it was just like a quick thing, but she had just made the joke of like, oh, I've thought about medication, but then when I think about it, I don't do anything. And it's funny because that is OCD. And so like, you kind of like, same with like ADHD, these kinds of like similar feelings. And so like, I'm glad I can laugh about it, but I'm also just like, I've kind of now just like stuck in this like cycle of feeling like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I should do it. I don't know if I should do it. And then it's like, months have gone by and it's like, what's the worst that's going to happen? But then to me, it's like, I automatically go back into that other argument of, well, things bad. I don't know. It's just, it's a weird feeling. It's a weird thought. And it's also just like, this is depression when it's like the thought of trying multiple, like this whole, guessing game or trial and error. I'm like, oh my god, just the thought about it, like I physically am just like exhausted.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, first of all, it makes a ton of sense why you wouldn't want to do it because of the experience that you had. Like, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And to just be like an experiment, which like, I don't know a better way to say it, but that's kind of what it is in my mind. Like, they're just guessing.
Yeah.
With the knowledge that they have, but every person is so different that it's like, how would they know? But at the same time, like, because you have tried it before and felt like it worked, it's like there could be another solution out there, but going through all of it is painful. I guess the other thing, and you're saying this, is like, but what is happening right now is also painful. So it's like, and you know, having done it for years now, that like it just keeps like the things keep happening.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, this is not me convincing you to take medication. But I could see that argument of
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, well, maybe there would be a solution in the end of all of the like pain of trying things out. Or maybe
Totally.
again, it would be like the first one they give you is the right one.
Everyone, yeah. No, it's so interesting, and it's just hard because it's like, I think you get into it comes in waves, and I have so much empathy for people, and also just the label on things. Again, a different story, but sometimes I feel like I don't like the fact that everything, all of these like mental illnesses have a label, and I know that like I'm aware of that, but like just also being aware that there's a spectrum. And I think it's just so hard for me right now because it's like I look around even in my personal life of these people that are actually going through difficult things, you know, like breakups and having kids and life and marriages and blah blah blah, work shit, you know. And it's just like, and even deeper than that of like actually struggling with some like crazy shit that I'm like, I feel stupid for feeling the way that I feel. Again, this is all kind of the, and I recognize that, but it's just frustrating, and I have so much empathy for those people that do struggle with anything.
Yeah.
Anxiety, depression, OCD, ADHD, any of it, because I'm like, it never leaves. Like you can have waves, you can have like really good waves of life, but then like it's part of you and just how your brain is. And I think that is like the real frustrating part for me. When I'm feeling great and having like life is great, I'm like, oh my god, I can live with this, like I've got it all handled, taken care of. And then when I feel like I'm in these pits, I feel very much like just life is not, you know what I mean? It's just the cycle. And then frustrated that like, okay, it feels very much like no light at the end of the tunnel, and like, okay, feels like, okay, this is how it's gonna be forever.
Yeah.
And I know that's not true, and it's just like frustrating because, you know, when people do give options of like maybe what would be better, and I feel very stubborn to be like, oh well, that's not working, or nope, I don't want to do that, or oh, I can't take a trip, or oh, I don't have this. And then it's like, okay, you know, put in that same conversation for medication. And it's like, but why am I so hesitant, and where is that hesitancy coming from, and like what truly is the worst that can happen? I think I also am just like so jaded by the healthcare system, and I feel for people that kind of have to like God forbid you're diabetic, you know, and you have to just like deal with this shit, or I don't even know. So I just am like jaded by just the fact of like, well, what kind of care I'm gonna get. When I was a kid, I was on my, you know, on TRICARE on my dad's, and we were able to find someone really good, and I loved my therapist, and I loved her then, and I love who I have now, and that's fantastic and great. But it's also like, again, when you're in the pit of it, the thought of like finding a psychiatrist, it's like the thought of like finding a new therapist. It's just like, oh my god, this is so exhausting. I don't want to have to do this.
Yeah. I think what's like tough about like mental struggles or battles or whatever you're going through, mental illness, like, is that you can't see it. And like, just as you're talking about this, I'm thinking about like, my estrogen levels are really high, and I don't know if this is why I grow like so much hair, but like I have to tweeze or like shave my face every day, or I would have like a little mustache. And no, it's not like a man's mustache, but it's like black hair. Like if I'm sitting in my car, I have tweezers in my car because I like will look and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's just so many chin hairs happening. And it's like, but it's like, that's a physical manifestation of my hormone imbalances that are happening. And I can do something that I can see to solve it. But it's like, it's hard because it's like you're having the struggle internally, and then the medication is something that's going on internally, and you can't see like the solution that's happening. You just have to like feel it. And that's a scary thing, I think that's what's like, not to go down this whole rabbit hole, because again, I also don't know anything, but like people that are like all about natural remedies and things like that, it's like you see yourself making the ointment or the thing that you're going to ingest, and it's like, you know what's in it, and you feel like okay, I know where this came from. I'm putting this in my body. And I think that's also what's scary about just like the healthcare industry in general is like, where was this made? How was this made? Like, and thankfully you can read up on stuff, but then it's just, yeah, like another thing on your list to do of like, okay, what is in this and what are the side effects? And maybe how long would they want me to be on it before I would like say this isn't for me, or what would be the process of getting off of it? It's like, there's a lot to it. So that is a very daunting decision to make.
I know. It's tough. And I don't know. I don't know if there is a right answer. I think it kind of depends on who you are. But I think that's so true of like, yeah, it's not something you can see. It's only kind of like in your head. And unless you're like opening up to people, or like your life is somehow like, you know, completely, you know, like you can still kind of like manage. Like I'm still getting out. The dogs are cared for. There's like little things, you know, and there's sometimes where like, you know, you can see that someone's not doing well. Remember when we were talking about, like, you can tell you're not having a good day if the bed is not made. They're, like, little things like that, but it's just, like, on just, like, a more internal scale of these things, and I think it's just frustrating. It's also frustrating the fact that it's, like, I can switch into these different phases, and I am taking, like, work, for example, and I think that I love my job. And I love the fact that I get to, like, help people and be, like, super, like, personable and make these jokes and meet so many people and kind of, like, be in this, like, really high, intense environment where there's just, like, a lot going on. And I love it. It's, like the bear. I love it. I love it so much. But with that being said, like, in order for me to do a good job, I have to be very present. I also have to be happy. I have to show up. I have to be, like, the fun. And I can be, and I have been. And so I take, like, working yesterday and just like even just kind of there's been like my dog Luna got sprayed by a skunk. My car is breaking down, and there's just like blah, 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 you know, and I just am like frustrated, but I kind of have to like pull up to work and still smile through it and like really just have a good time. And I remember Saturday when you dropped me off because of my car situation, I like walked into the bathroom. I literally was like crying in the work bathroom, and then just like went like this and just like spruced up my little cheeks and walked out and immediately had to go to a table. And it was like in the middle of me talking of like, oh my gosh, hi guys, have you been here before? Like doing my thing. I'm like, my other internal mind is like, this is crazy. And I don't know good or not good. I don't know of the fact that you can just go like this. And like, yes, I have to, but at like what point is that not, is it good? Is it not good? And I don't know. I just was thinking about that too, because I just am like the mental exhaustion of it all, of like going back and forth. And I feel frustrated. I was even telling my boss, it's like, I feel frustrated the fact that like, I feel every time I come in here, there's something else. I'm like, oh, last week was jury duty. The week before that was
my God, I forgot about
Uber, my Uber account or whatever. And the week before that, it was sick. And then, you know, I feel like every time I come in and I'm like, how are you? And I'm like, well, I'm shit. You know what I mean? And it's just like, but then I have to like put on this phase. And even with friends, it's like, I'll go out and I'll have, you know, a chat and be all good and fine and fun, but then like also experiencing other things. So like I wake up, like today I woke up and I was like, I hate it. I hate life. So I'm just like, it's exhausting, and it's so hard when you're in it to call it out. And then the fact that I like, okay, I can call it out with help from my therapist. It's like, okay, not that it made me feel worse. I feel good that we can like name it and maybe see how it like looks a little bit different in my life now. But I almost feel just as helpless, if not more, because I'm just like, there seems to be no solution. And every solution feels like it's going to take so long, so it takes so much time just to even find someone and then start the medication or blah, blah, blah. And like, that is already just exhausting. I know I just said that, but it's just like, let me just reiterate one more time how exhausting it sounds.
Do you feel like, I have two questions. Do you feel like there's a stigma in your mind at all that's like preventing you from moving forward? Or do you feel like...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I hate that's a yes, you know, because I've been on medication before. And also, like, I know people that are on medication or that are not on medication and struggle with ADHD. I have a friend that has bipolar disorder. Like, I know these, and I don't think twice about it. And if anything, it's just like, this is why I love you, all of these bits included, you know what I mean? Or like, I know, you know, both of us struggle from anxiety and it looks very different, but it's like, I don't think twice about what someone else is doing. So why do I put that same pressure and things on me?
Yeah.
But kind of what I said before, it kind of goes back to the feeling like, not that I don't deserve it, but it's like like nothing bad has happened. Like when I was younger, like I was dealing with very like sensitive like family stuff, and then in college also family stuff. Like now everything seems to be kind of like level in my life that I feel like, again, this is the fucking depression talking, but it's like, and I know it, but it's like,
I think it's also goes back to the self-compassion thing, because I vividly remember not saying these exact things, but like having these conversations in therapy where I'm like, but I don't deserve to feel this way. She's like, yes, you do. And like, love yourself enough to let yourself feel these things. And that is like really hard, obviously, but it's like, I think there's no way you're going to like out justify something for yourself. You're only like putting yourself down. And this is me talking from experience because I do the same thing. And it's like making the decision to love yourself enough to like choose something that could benefit you. And like you're doing it because you love yourself and because you want yourself to feel good, and not because it's like, okay, well, actually now 7 more bad things have happened to me, so I guess I can justify taking medication.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a second question I had. What was it? Oh, do you think it's helpful to, like, tell people that that's what you're considering? Like, is having someone, like, now that I know that this is something you're thinking about, like, if I checked in and was like, how's that going?
Yes, but it's because it's you. I feel like if it was anybody else, I'd be like, no,
shut up.
You guys can. You can. In a sense, yes. I just like, it's very, and I can tell that I'm in the shit because it's like every day brings something new. And sometimes it's like just my irritation with myself almost like seeps out of my skin. Yeah. And I feel like I get it. I like, I'm like rubbing off on other people of just like being irritated and like not having an answer and or not having made a decision or not feeling like I've made progress or whatever. I think my hesitancy on anything is like, I don't know how to describe it. Not okay, maybe this will work, is like, okay, well, maybe like they're asking, and again, this is just me making the situation up in my mind, but like, okay, she's asking because she can sense, and like the irritation is now like seeping into her, and she's irritated, so now I have to, so that I can be better. Totally not what you would ever do, ever, by any means, but it's just like, you know, when you're in the shit, that's kind of like where your mind goes to.
Yeah, I do know.
It's also definitely like, if I do decide to take this route, as does anybody, I highly recommend telling people, and obviously I'll tell you, because it's just, and when I was in college, I thankfully had like a good support group that was near me, because I was like, okay, this is weird and this feels different and what can I do? So
yeah,
I don't know. Honestly, a lot of it comes from being embarrassed. Like, I'm surprised that I even wanted to talk about it on the podcast today, because a lot of it is just, you're very open. I think because people can't see it, it's like, look at my broken arm, and everybody's like, whoa, like your broken arm, and I'm like, look at my broken brain, and they're like, okay. You know, it's hard, it's embarrassing, and I think it's just, again, it's way more internal of my own feelings and like how I feel about myself, because I know that when people communicate to me about what they're dealing with, and if someone, my siblings, friends, even a stranger was having the same exact conversation, but they were saying everything I'm saying to me, like, no judgment, no, like, tell me what you need or whatever, and I'm here. Again, why it's so difficult to not give that same advice and love to myself, who knows? But I think it's just like, I am just embarrassed that I'm even in this situation, because I'm like, I always want to be like, no, everything's good, you know. And I feel like you can relate to that too, of like, nope, we're not rocking the boat, everything is fine, we're not gonna we're just chilling and happy and okay. And like, obviously you can't always do that. So I think when it is like
No.
reaching to a point of like, okay, I am not feeling great, or like maybe this is like medication is an option for me. I think a little bit of my embarrassment comes out of like, okay, well, I don't have anything or ever anything together, and yeah,
Yeah.
which is tough.
But also, like, maybe that would help you to get to having things together. Or feeling like you have things together. Because I do think you have things together. This week has just been shit. And I feel so bad for all the things that you're going through.
Thank you.
But I guess my thought off of your last one is, like... Okay, how do I say this in the best way?
Is silence.
Like, oh. We've talked about how it's like you don't want to rock the boat, you don't want to say anything. I think, and I'm still learning it, but I have come to the realization that it will always come to a tipping point. It always will. Like, you cannot outrun it. And there's stuff going on that we are not going to talk about on the podcast, but I do want to tell you about it. Where I can foresee myself building more and more resentment, being more and more irritated. It's not about you.
I'm like, see everyone, she said it. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
And it's only because it's like I feel like I want to express my feelings and talk about what went on, and the other side of my brain that's always like, don't do that. That's like, we don't want to do that. That's not going to help anything. And now that I've like had some hard conversations with people and that they didn't punch me in the face because it wasn't actually like a bad thing, it's like, okay, well, I would rather just do this now instead of waiting for it to build up more and more and more to where I'm like, it's going to be so much harder because I'm going to have so much more like anger or so much more resentment or whatever the feeling is. And this isn't like exactly identical to what you're talking about, but I do think it's like at some point it will come to a head if like you don't address it. It's like a wound that like it never heals, you know? And like it's just going to keep getting more and more infected, which is a gross analogy.
But also kind of circles back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast.
Broken arm.
So there you go. Infections and broken arms.
Broken brains.
No, that's good. No, I mean, that's all I really wanted to say about that. Not that it was a solution or an answer, but I feel like, I don't know.
I think it's helpful to like talk it out and just like fully understand the thought process, because it is a big decision and I'm sure people relate to that. And like, I know for myself, kind of like what I was saying earlier, it was like, I don't want to take meds. I want to like do everything I can to not. And it's like, if things would have stayed how they were, I 100% would have needed that, because nothing like that feeling is horrible. Mm-hmm. You don't want to live in that feeling. No. I don't want that for you. I
don't want that for me either. So, I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted and updated. I love wearing these baggy shirts on this because it literally looks like I have like triple fucking
I don't have a bra
boobs.
either.
And it's just like, let me just tuck my shirt in there.
When I lean over and then I come back, I'm like, oh, let me pull this down.
No, clothing is actually so annoying because like, I don't know. Like I honestly, when I am full on naked, I have nothing bad to say about myself. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, I'm great. I put on a bathing suit. I'm like, you're the fattest person. I'm like, what?
No, it's because it like indented
yes,
my
and it's
skin.
like all in the wrong places. I'm like, I try to just wear a baggy shirt, but I'm like, I hate that too. But if I wear a tight shirt, I'm like, I don't like that either. Yeah. Let's go. You know what?
Just go say 10 things we love about ourselves.
Yeah. I was literally just saying, I feel like everybody should just be naked at all times. So we're also in very different.
Let's go be naked and say 10 things we love about ourselves.
Perfect. We're about to take some mushrooms and have a night. No, I'm just kidding.
I got a bean and farro casserole. Broccoli.
Yum.
Oh gosh. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for listening.
We appreciate you. If you're struggling or want to chat, reach out. Obviously you can tell we're talking through things, so the door is open. We love you guys. Find us Plot as Fuck Podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.